I am Saint Germain, and I come to be with you at this time, in these times, these momentous times that you are approaching right now. These times that were foretold, when I as Saint Germain showed up in that time, when those various members began to form this country and stood around the Declaration of Independence, but were afraid to sign it. Think about that now, be back there with me as you can see those various members, those various founding fathers, all gathered around this document, afraid to move forward and sign. And then a solitary figure, in the back of the room, rose up and I began to speak and share of what the vision for this country would be. But know that it is not just this country, the United States for America, but it is the entire world that must become free. Is a vision that I had, a vision that the founding fathers of this country had, a vision that, what you call the White Hat Alliance, has. A vision that many of the leaders of this world have. Yes, it is true that some of those leaders do not have that vision, some of those leaders only have the vision of control and power, but there are those that are stepping forward, just as all of you are stepping forward, in your own way. Yeah, maybe you're not getting in front of the television screen, maybe you're not showing yourselves on what are called the podcasts, maybe you're not speaking out your words, but you are here and you are sharing your thoughts. And as you've heard many times, those thoughts have power, and those thoughts go into the quantum field, into the collective consciousness of man, and are picked up in all of those that are ready to receive those thoughts. To receive that higher understanding, to receive that beginning of awakening, that is what you are all here to do, to bring this awakening process forward in any way that you are able to, just by being who you are doing so. You do not need to step forward and be a voice that shouts out in the wilderness, but you are a voice that shouts out to the collective consciousness. Think about that, think about who you really are and the power that you have within each and every one of you, to be those way showers, to be the system busters just by saying no, I shall not comply, you are busting the system, you must understand that. If those around you wish to control you, and some of those controls are going to come forward, cannot say how or when, but there will be another attempt to gain control over the population, but you, those of you will say no, I shall not comply. And because of you speaking out your power, you will affect those around you, and they will also speak out their power, and that is already in process of happening. For those that believe they are still in control, are no longer in control, because those that have the power, and know the power within them to bring freedom to the world, are truly the ones that are now in control. Power to the people, not to the corporations, not to those who would usurp that power to control others, that is over. And the more that you see that, yourselves within your own lives, and turn away from the third-dimensional matrix, and indeed become the Neos and the Morpheus, and those others that acted in that movie, that is who you are, the awakened. So be now those awakened ones, and go about your Father's mission. I am Saint Germain, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you continue to see what I saw and what those founding fathers saw those 200 years, or so before.